Hello, collective. Welcome back to my channel. This is Divine Eye Mystic Tarot. I've already pulled a few cards. This is a general reading, so I'm gonna just go ahead and give you the bust down what I got so far. You got painful memories. You're too nice. I don't deserve your kindness. So you got somebody here that feels as though whatever memories they do have, they are bittersweet, but they also feel as though whatever efforts you put in or whatever work or passion or pureness, genuineness you put into them, they feel like they didn't deserve that. Could be a Cancer. It could be this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But the Queen of Cups in reverse came out in reverse with the Page of Swords. So you could have been somebody, that and this could be a masculine, could be a feminine, this Queen of Cups. But they could be a masculine and a feminine energy. But what I'm getting off of that is they could have been, could have caused some unnecessary drama. Like they could have, been somebody that said they don't like drama, but they did a lot of things that just, was unnecessary, made something difficult that didn't need to be, didn't have to be. They may have, had some codependency issues, could have been emotional. They could have been, somebody that doesn't really know how to express their emotions or, how to resolve the issues they have emotionally. You know what I'm saying? They could have some emotional baggage that they haven't sorted through, from previous connections, family situations, could be childhood, issues as well as adulthood, situations, but they don't resolve them very well. They don't express them, in a healthy way. But this Page of Swords is giving curiosity. Like, you could be working on something, but it's like somebody talking, asking questions. You could be somebody that used to always ask about how this person was. Are they okay? What they working on? Or they doing this, at a time, or feeling this way at a time where, they wondering, if you, are in any way open to them how you used to be. You know what I'm saying? Those painful memories of like the talks you guys used to have, some of the ideas you and them used to throw around and share. But they curious now. You know what I'm saying? They could be asking, I'm wondering, what's going on with you, or, if you still see them this way, if you even, how you feel about them. Do you think about this stuff like that? Because the painful memories that they having, it got a lot to do with their behavior and how they may have been the cause of some of the pain that they experiencing when it comes to these memories, because they bittersweet. You know what I'm saying? You got manifestation and you got release. So if you're working on your manifestations right now with this Lion Gates portal, make sure you're keeping your thoughts positive, keep your vibration high, but definitely release any grudges, any pent up feelings about certain situations, whether they past, present, or any negative thoughts about moving forward, about something not working out. Because the minute you do, you're going to manifest something in that you don't want to deal with. So don't, manifest something or speak something up or bring something to mind and then shoot it down or water it down with a negative thought, because it won't come through. You know what I'm saying? The way you want it to. But that's the law of attraction. You don't want to pull in something that you're concerned about, or draw somebody in that's, indecisive, because you being indecisive, or somebody unsure because you're unsure. Somebody that's second guessing, you second guessing yourself, you're going to have people coming towards you second guessing themselves, when they come to you, or whatever it is that you working on. So, you know what I'm saying? Release any negative energy, release any grudges, even if you don't, admit that it is a grudge. Look up grudge, okay? Because some people would like to think that they don't hold grudges. They just move on. But those feelings that you harbor, that you still have, you human. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, all right? But it comes down to you actually having, healthy activities to replace those memories. Like find something, fun, enjoyable to redo, talk about, you know what I'm saying, in place of those things. All right. So that's for you, or that's for, manifestations, on your behalf, or whoever this reading resonates with. All right. Next card. Investigating why this karmic lied when it came to you. Something not adding up. It came out in reverse. So for some of you, or somebody in particular, this could have already, transpired. This could be something that already, was something that this person ended up looking into. It may have already happened. As far as them looking into it, okay? And it may be something that they're doing and they're just keeping it, close to their chest, as to what they looking at, what they questioning now, because you do have a page of swords out here. And the next card is, what does your gut tell you? So whether this is for you as far as, a karmic being investigated, or the fact that, this is for that person that's investigating this karmic, it came out in reverse as well. What does your gut tell you? So they may have, at one time went along and let something fly, that came out of somebody's mouth and never really, fact checked it at all. But they may be looking back on it now and how they didn't, go with their gut feeling when that person said it. When that person said it, they may not have, relied on their intuition. They may have, blew it off, or they may have, went along with it because that person, the way they said it, now how they worded it may have sounded legit at the time, until they realized, that person only does this when it comes to you. They may not have a whole lot of negative things to say about other people, but when it comes to you in particular, it has, it's a lot of negativity, being said, being thrown around and expressed. And this person, is seeing something different, when it comes to you. Especially if they, listen to this person at some point. All right. Clarify this page of swords. The victory came out, and the 8 of Wands in reverse. I won't take it, but yeah. Clarify this page of swords. What's this page of swords about? What is these curiosity questions about? Clarify this page of swords. You got justice, Libra energy. So somebody taking accountability, you know what I'm saying? Or they, being transparent about stuff. And it could be the fact that, this is, a time where somebody is looking at what they caused and the effect of it. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever their actions led to, and whatever your reaction was, or your actions was toward that, the consequences of this person's actions, or what resulted in this person being the way that they were towards you, these painful memories, your kindness, you were too nice to this person. You may have, did more. Because I'm seeing the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. And it could have been, just overextending. Like somebody, how some people do more than they should just out of fear of failure. And it may have made you want to put more work into the connection, or more work into, the process of, you and this person getting to a relationship, or getting to some type of commitment. And maybe they have commitment issues, but I feel like they did at some point have some insecurities. And, that may have been, because they didn't really know how to express and, actually use their intuition, because I feel like their intuition was blocked. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot. It's got a lot to do with this person, not trusting themselves, especially when it comes to the things that they needed, or what they were manifesting, or what they wanted for themselves. And sometimes you don't know what you want, or this person didn't know what they wanted until it was gone. So whether they manifested somebody like you in, or they, didn't have any idea somebody like you existed, as opposed to how this person normally meets and deals with, karmics. You know what I'm saying? They may have had some karmic, cycles to close out, and you may have, came across them across their path at a time where they were dealing with some karmic cycles that they had open. They were in some karmic contracts with people, and you may have entered into one that ended up being off balance with that person. And it may have given you no choice but to walk away, 8 of Cups. But this is some justice being served here. This is, some cause and effect. So whatever caused this situation to be what it is, this is like somebody reflecting back on the memories that they have in of those situations and what brought that on. Like how people look at something like, man, if I did this or did that shit, I probably would have did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Or if this person felt like this, felt like that, shit, they did what they felt like they needed to do. I can't get mad at them because they, got tired of being that person. I got tired of me being that way, or got tired of me doing this or that, or, felt like they were doing too much and wouldn't get nowhere. Either way, you ghosted them, they ghosted you, something didn't go as far as it should have been or should have went, and an attraction should have been there. It could have been there. It could have been there. What's this Page of Swords with the Justice? The Fool. Aquarius energy. So yeah, like you done started anew, like you on a new path, you on a new journey, like you taking this leap of faith. You know what I'm saying? Or they wanting to take one, and they may be curious as to, where you at right now, what you doing, if that, them not going along, or them, feeling like changing anything about them would even, result or benefit in any way. But at this point, it's like, somebody's curious, about what's going on with you or where you at right now, but they know, because you on this journey and you then took this leap of faith and you started anew and stuff like that, maybe without this person, that's something that they, brought on themselves. Like they, may have given you no other choice but to take, that leap of faith without them. Because they, may have had some insecurities, some, trust issues, or they may have had, some outdated beliefs or something like that. Some fear, some codependency issues that they, and they could be a double water sign too. Like somebody could be a Cancer and have Aquarius in their chart. They could be a Pisces, have Aquarius in their chart. Yeah. But let's move on to this karmic that they investigating. Clarify investigating this karmic. Yeah, 6 of Cups. Cancer energy. Pisces, Scorpio, you got the 6 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck in reverse. King of Pentacles in reverse with the Temperance. So somebody is, a taker, but they also somebody that's probably going through, some issues now where they may have some delays. They could have been somebody that's very possessive. They want what they want, but it's at the same time somebody, is or was obsessed with a status. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody may have been took more than they deserved. You know what I'm saying? And they may have said a lot of things, 6 of Cups, to like keep somebody stuck in the past. You know what I'm saying? Or saying things about, whatever it is. They could have kids with this person. Don't have to be, or this is like somebody from their childhood. Or somebody they may have had, some history with, when it comes to them going back and forth with this person. Because how somebody sees you and the feelings they have about you and how they saw you is different than what somebody told them that was maybe somebody that, they normally would listen to, but at this point in time, like they may not have listened to that person right away. Six of Cups is out here. Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. 666 can be of significance. Because I feel like somebody at one time, they having some nostalgia. Like somebody, could be dealing with somebody from their past, and the memories that, they have of you. It's not adding up to what this person is saying about you. Especially when this person think they know what they're talking about. Because somebody fake and they wearing a mask too. Or they were. Investigating this karmic. Why does karmic lie when it came to you? Why did this karmic lie when it came to the collective? You got the Queen of Swords in reverse. The Seven of Wands. The Nine of Wands. And the Two of Pentacles in reverse. With the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck in reverse. Just with this Queen of Swords in reverse and this Nine of Wands at the bottom of the right behind this Sagittarius, I feel like whoever this is somebody who intuition is absolutely blocked. But I feel like they somebody that's very critical, but they also, don't have boundaries. This is somebody that don't like somebody that's different from them. They'll shoot down and talk about, you in a way that they not. And they'll hold things over your head, even though you're a stranger to them. Because I don't feel like you know who this karmic is. I feel like the only reason why they know of you is because this person, may have mentioned you, or they may have brought your name up in some way, as a person of interest, like they were talking to. This could be a third party situation where, this third party could be a lover. It could be somebody that they were, in some type of communication with, when it came to their personal life. Could have been a reader, could have been, a family member or something like that, or somebody that they, had some type of conversation with from time to time about their personal life, however that ended up coming up. But this is somebody that definitely you is, critical of, like somebody that is not like them. Don't do something the way they do something, or you got a way about you they don't have. So in order for them to try to make their way seem relevant, they'll discredit yours. That's who this is. That's who this Queen of Swords is. They discredit your way, of being who you are and going on this journey, taking this leap of faith, being, in the mindset that you're in. This person, said a lot of things that made this person look at you sideways because they wanted the way they were to be okay. Like they wanted their ways and their mindset and their attitude and shit like that, the way they think, to be relevant. They wanted this person to look at them as somebody that is mature, that was using their intuition. This person's intuition was blocked like a motherfucker. They was trying to make this person look at you as somebody that was not intuitive, an empress, a high priestess, somebody that ain't in their right mind. This is somebody that they ain't got no boundaries. They don't even know what the fuck that is. So when it comes to them trying to explain your way of thinking, how you carry yourself, how you think, as far as, what works for you and what don't, what you put up with, what you don't, what your goals are, you know what I'm saying? This person communication is very off. You know what I'm saying? But they don't talk like somebody, they got good sense. This is somebody that's, reckless with how they speak. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't think about, how something sound or if it's the truth or not. This is somebody that just will recklessly say, carelessly say shit, you know what I'm saying, and not have a care in the world that, they said it that way and stuff like that. Like they could say things, that makes it come off as like, they ain't gonna even see it come off like that. The person just don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? But your resilience, the fact that your, faith was tested, you know what I'm saying? Or their faith was being tested. For them to look at something, from a higher perspective, for them to, stand up for what they knew to be right. You know what I'm saying? But it's also like somebody, faith being tested. Like faith ain't gonna make you, having faith is not meant for you to be comfortable. But you got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and I told you I saw that. Like somebody, overextended. It's a lot of chaos. And it's like, somebody doing way too much to like keep somebody from being able to prioritize, make a decision, keeping them indecisive, keeping them juggling, keeping them, from possibly, having a clear mind and making a decision to say, hey, I'm gonna take a break from this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this, with you. I'm gonna leave, whatever this is between me and you alone. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna wrap this up. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with that. I'm not gonna, keep entertaining. You know what I'm saying, and showing up for this or that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we started, this is over. This is officially over. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take some time and do what I need to do, whatever that is. But instead of that person doing that, they may not have listened to their gut feeling at the time. When this Two of Pentacles was going on, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and you got the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck in reverse with the Magician. So they could have got involved with somebody, that talk a good game and shit like that and say a lot of, fly, what I'm saying, real fly at the mouth with shit, that they be saying. But when they come to you, they was real fly, you know what I'm saying? They was real, fly at the mouth when they came to you. But they want to know, they investigating why this karmic, felt the need to lie when they came to you. They felt the need to lie when they came to you. And this person was really, trying to test and see like what your resilience was like. You know what I'm saying? What, the things, the challenges that you done faced. This person didn't realize, just how much you done been through or how much you've overcome to have the mindset that you have. But they also had the ability to make somebody, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, in the past, that was a karmic, in a karmic contract cycle with this karmic. You know what I'm saying? They were having to learn a lesson from this karmic. The lesson was to listen to their intuition, listen to their discernment, use your discernment while you have it. Your gut feeling is your compass. It's your, you know what I'm saying? It's your GPS to get your ass from here to there. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's really, is about this person, not having no discipline about themselves. And the most attractive thing about a man going right now is to have some self-control and self-discipline. If you'll fall for anything and you just easy, like how they say about females, if you just easy like that, it don't take much to sway you in this direction, and you all over the place, you know what I'm saying? Men gonna look, you know what I'm saying? That's the world we live in. But when a person is secure in who they have, they gonna ride for that person, you know what I'm saying, from sun up to sundown, and they don't care who, feels some type of way about it. Other people may feel like, damn, you doing too much, man. You all, you know what I'm saying, you all over that person. Like, it's team so and so, like, and they ain't gonna, they be prideful about that shit. And I you know what I'm saying, I commend them for it. It's not enough, divine masculines that, are with a person right now that is ready to be that way, and vice versa. But at this point, it's like somebody, was constantly in somebody's ear about what they do, you know what I'm saying, overly extending themselves. Like they could have kept giving somebody something, doing more for them to keep this person around, to keep them indecisive, or keep them, in some type of chaos all the time, like making them feel as though if they do go in another direction, it's gonna be some shit. You know what I'm saying? Clarify this Two of Pentacles in reverse. What's this Two of Pentacles in reverse? Yeah. They wanted to keep this person, in some type of chaos or indecisive, you know what I'm saying, when it came to this ten of cups and this page of cups. They wanted to keep this person, from this. That's what this was about. They didn't want to, restore balance. And it's a two of cups at the bottom of the damn deck. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, I cannot make it up. This person was trying to, keep somebody from whoever this karmic is. Queen of Swords in reverse. Like somebody was definitely, trying to keep this person from looking at you or looking at somebody, or you were keeping somebody from looking at another person like how they were looking at them with this Six of Cups. Like this could have been somebody that somebody had some past history with. You know what I'm saying? And they kept bringing up maybe memories or, things from the past that they may have, been doing, or things they may have knew about you from the past because of something that they, heard or just made up. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like somebody, needed to say something to keep somebody around, and they overly extended, they self in ways, because they didn't want to fail. Like somebody did. It's like trying to keep somebody with you by any means necessary, because you don't want to lose that person to the person you've been lying about, and lying to get the person to come around you and fuck with you, or get that person to fuck with you is fuck with them instead of you, or somebody try to get your person to fuck with them instead of you, or you try to get somebody else person to fuck with you instead of them. Either way, somebody was adamant, about keeping some chaos and shit going, about prioritizing and being able to balance something out and not juggle. But it was like somebody was overly extending themselves because they didn't want to fail. Somebody was adamant about accomplishing this Ten of Cups, and this Page of Cups. They wanted this person to say, hey, I know you the one. I cared a lot about you. I this, I that. And this is how somebody felt about you. And this person feels this is a lot of painful memories for somebody here. I'm telling you, it's a lot of painful memories, and this person is very attracted to you. There's, a connection here that, was something that this person felt, and it could have been some type of entanglement, that they got in, involving them with another person, and, crossing paths with somebody else, maybe because they did not assess the situation before they got involved with the person. Like they wasn't paying and doing the investigation as they were involved with this person. It may have happened at a time where they had already got involved with them, and then boom, they had to start looking at why they still feel this way about you, why they still think about you, why this person, when they come to you, this person always got something fucked up to say. You know what I'm saying? Even if a past person says something about their memories of you or how they saw you, this person will shoot that shit down. Queen of Swords in reverse. Like if they brought up something about they nostalgia, what their memories were of you and shit like that, or how something was, or yeah. And it's like this person now looking at them painful memories like they bittersweet. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them things that they felt in the memories was real. They let somebody else talk their ass out of, how to see that, because this person wanted them. They wanted this person to want them for the way that they were. And they were a karmic. You know what I'm saying? And this person was a karmic at the time because they had not awakened. They had not used their intuition. They had, been in their ego or their pride for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And that been working for them. What's the overall outcome in this situation? You got the Page of Pentacles. What's the overall outcome moving forward? Page of Pentacles. What's the overall outcome in this situation moving forward? Overall outcome in this situation moving forward. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Yeah, you got the Judgment in reverse. Four of Wands in reverse at the bottom of the deck. You got the Page of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So somebody is, possibly like looking at, they at a page, right? And they could be going through some karma. clearing out some karmic debt, they could have closed out a cycle, but it may have hit them, pinnacle wise and in their energy when it came to them actually taking accountability with this justice out here. Because I feel like this person, sees you as somebody, or they coming off as, or they see you as somebody faithful, goal oriented. They may be coming in like that, but they coming in as a page. But this person is, dealing with a lot of regret, a lot of, and this could be you, moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like focusing what you investing in, focusing on what you want to put energy into. You know what I'm saying? Put your time, your efforts into, and you may be building towards something right now, but you could be, hard on yourself right now because of, some of the things that you contributed to a connection that did, just was maybe took longer for you to walk away from than it should have. You know what I'm saying? Than you wanted it to. So let go of that, release that. You know what I'm saying? So that your manifestations and what you're working on coming towards, what's coming towards you will be able to come towards you like that. You know what I'm saying? You got the 4 of Wands in reverse, the 7 of Swords in reverse, and the 5 of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. So somebody could be, you could be making it with where you are. You know what I'm saying? You could be in a stable place right now. You could be, getting ready to relocate. You could just be, you could be living with someone at this time, or you just, because I feel like somebody got like some problems with the family or something like that. It could be, a family dynamic, that is an issue right now for you or for somebody else. They could be dealing with a family dynamic. They could be dealing with a living situation or something like that, or this, it could be a family dispute. Like an imbalance, some insecurity there. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they live with this person, or they let, they may have, gotten some family involved, or, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to a family dynamic that's going on. So it's like somebody could be in a home that they're not happy in. They could be living with this person. They could have, some things going on in a family, because of a breakup. You know what I'm saying? 2 of Swords in reverse. So somebody dealing with some type of instability, but it's information that is information overload. It's like somebody got a lot of shit, that they being, it's like when you awaken, you get a whole bunch of downloads at one time about all kind of different stuff dealing with, from one situation to another at different times. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like somebody, is looking at how a lot of things, done played out. But for you, moving forward, you could be critical, about how you, may have stayed too long where you shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. As long as you made the choice, made the decision. But what's the Page of Pentacles with the Judgment in reverse? Yeah, 5 of Wands with the Empress at the bottom of the deck. So another way to look at this is, they moving forward. This person could want to come towards you, knowing you to be somebody to be faithful and things like that, knowing that they seen you as that, or they see you as that. They may be coming in as a page, or this is them, but this person, is being critical of themselves, and dealing with a lot of regret, behind the fact that, they allowed somebody to confuse, their way of thinking, or, trip them up. And they could be battling, that conflict back and forth with themselves about what they know they may have to deal with when they coming towards you, coming towards this Empress, this divine feminine. about this devil energy. You know what I'm saying? Being in hermit. Because you got the Empress at the bottom of the deck with the devil, the hermit, and the Emperor in reverse. So this person is, possibly battling some things back and forth, when it comes to some type of silent competition that they may have put you in that was unfair, especially if they were unaware, of somebody being cutthroat, about them, having that person having them for themselves, But they could also be dealing with some backlash, some disputes, arguments and stuff that's going on now because this person, made some bad choices. And they may have, being hard on themselves, I feel like, but they realize, who you are at the last minute. And I feel like, that's something that they arguing back and forth, in this family with this person, about some of the things that the actions that they took, being based on how somebody responded, how they responded to what somebody said. And the competition that, they put you in, that probably was unfair. You know what I'm saying? You can't compete where you don't compare. You know what I'm saying? But they got to see that for themselves, and they got to see it clearly for themselves. You know what I'm saying? But they see you as somebody that is their person, a divine feminine. But they know they got some addictions. They know they got, they know they had some outdated beliefs, some karmic, things about themselves, some toxic things that they had going on that they, doing some introspection about now with the hermit. It could be talking to somebody. They could be, talking to a mentor, or they could just be meditating and doing their shadow work. All right. But I'm going to end it here. You guys, make sure you do something nice for someone today, even if you don't know them. Hit that like, that subscribe button for me on your way out. Again, this is Divine Eye Mystic Tarot. Until next time, you all, I love you. Bye.